Hey everybody, I apologize about that. Things are pretty intense right now. My wife is at work. She hardly ever calls me, during the day, but she's so up in arms, worried about our children. I should have had my ringer off on the phone, but obviously, if I would have had my ringer off on the phone, I would not have been able to talk to her and give her the comfort and security that she needs as my wife to feel comfortable. So ultimately, I have to do this video in two parts. Okay, but I'm very real with what I'm saying. This is real time. We talked weeks ago. I gave you guys some good stocks. I'm still invested in a lot of those stocks that I had talked about. Ultimately, as you can see, as this coronavirus progresses throughout the news and in the media and globally, it's just taken a real hit, to the stock market, and the stock market all works on sentiment, and news, and the talking heads. That's who I like to call them, the people in the media. They just, they work for the big boys. They chat you up. You don't know whether you're coming or going. You have to think for yourself out here, and I hear a lot of people talking about, buying up some of these cleaning companies. Toilet tissue is in a shortage, soaps, antibacterial soaps and hand sanitizers. All of these sort of things are all in shortage right now. But what you have to understand from an investment point of view is that's when the big boys start to take, because the smart money is moving out as the other monies are coming in. The things that we should be interested in terms of investments are things that are falling, like the cruise lines. And I personally like Carnival Cruise Line, that symbol CCL. Okay, they're trading, the last time I looked today, they were trading at 17.95, and they have a dividend yield of 9.20% dividend yield. I also like Royal Caribbean. Okay, Royal Caribbean is trading at 33.63. Their symbol is RCL. Okay, and the last one I like is Norwegian Cruise Lines. All right, Norwegian Cruise Lines does not pay a dividend from what I understand. Okay, and they're trading at 11.44 a share. All right, okay, and back to Royal Caribbean, they have a dividend yield of 7.03%. Now, I like these stocks. All of them have fallen steeply in value. They're all basically at or below their 52-week low. Okay, great entry points, super bargains. It's like a fire sale. The one dilemma that I don't like, that I have seen in the past couple of weeks, is no one knows where this coronavirus thing is going. Okay, no one knows where it's going. That's why you have all of these economists talking, about, feel this way, or don't do this, buy or don't buy, hold, sit on the sidelines. No one really knows what to do. No one knows. Not even Warren Buffett knows. The only difference between the big boys and the average people is that the big boys can sit tight until things turn around, because ultimately they're playing with your money. That's why they can do that. So people, from a practical sense, we have to get in as low as possible so that when things do turn around, we make money. We don't want to get in and it just keeps going lower and lower and lower. But me, I buy companies. I don't trade stocks. I buy companies that I believe in, that I think will be around for the long term. Believe me, there's plenty of red in my portfolio. Okay, it does not move me because I purchase the company. Okay, and you shouldn't own stocks unless you can also weather the storm. If you can't take the volatility, it's probably not something that you want to engage in. Okay. Now, the one thing that I wanted to touch on with the coronavirus knocking these stocks down, this is a day by day thing. One day the market is up a couple of points. I mean, no, next week the market, these same stocks that you invest in today or tomorrow could fall another 10, 20, even 30% or more next week. We don't know where this thing is going. So I would like to tell people what to invest in, or how to move, but I can't do that. And ultimately, I shouldn't be doing that. I'm just giving you stocks to consider. And these three securities that I just spoke of are definitely some securities to consider. Now, one other point that I wanted to touch on that scares me a little bit is a lot of these companies are going to be losing a lot of money. Even my family, we're talking about changing our travel plans, and that's in August. Okay. A lot of people are not leaving the house right now. So these companies are taking out loans. They're tapping into their lines of credit. All of these companies are probably not even going to be fit to take out credit, depending on what their debt ratios and things are, and could even go to, could be lower on the bond market in terms of their debt loads. So we have to be very, very careful of that. And then one of the main things that I'm thinking of is when a company goes so long and their cash flows are depleted, what's going to happen to the dividend payments? So yeah, we can get in low today, but months down the road, maybe not even months, maybe weeks down the road, because again, none of us know where this thing is going. They could lower their dividend payments. And when a company lowers its dividend payment, shareholders run for the hills. Sometimes they may, like say, for instance, Carnival Cruise Line, who knows how long they'll have to cancel. Some of these companies have also canceled building their ships. They might have had 2 ships pegged for 2021 and they cancel it because they can't satisfy the demand. It's going to be a deficit. So no company wants a deficit. So who knows, weeks, months, they may lower that dividend. I'm not saying that they're going to lower the dividend, but they may lower that dividend and bam, it drops again. So what I would suggest is if any of you would like to take advantage of any of these stocks like the airlines or the cruise lines that have taken drastic falls, buy in stages. Don't buy all at once. Buy a little here, maybe wait a couple of weeks, see if there's another dip, if whether or not it comes back up. You don't have to, you don't have to buy up everything at once. So buy in stages. That's the one, form of advice that I would like to give you, But ultimately, I don't want to ramble. This was a very, very emotional video for me because this is real time. Real time. This post, this happened today, this afternoon. That's how real this is. My wife is calling me, she's at work, it's highly populated. Her job is talking about all of this damage control. She's on the task force of the COVID-19 task force and all of that. It's crazy out here. But I hope that we all come out of this thing healthy. I wish everybody well, all of you and your families well, and you take care.